Today's episode is all about how to make vintage pieces feel more modern. Now, I absolutely love this topic because I have been exploring more vintage pieces myself and adding more pieces into my wardrobe that are pre loved. Now, this was a question from one of our wonderful community members from Instagram. And she asked the question, how do we make vintage pieces feel more contemporary and modern? So, today I'm going to give you some tips on how to create a fresh look with your vintage pieces. The first tip I have is mixing and matching with contemporary pieces. So, adding a tailored blazer or some tailored pants, anything that is modern and contemporary will allow that vintage piece to automatically feel a little bit more modern. Now, this is going to be a great way to integrate your existing wardrobe as well. Now, it's all about the balance. So, you want to make that vintage piece the hero item. So, it becomes that talking point when you're wearing your outfit. And in order to do this, you really want to keep the rest of your outfit fairly modern and have that vintage piece as the piece that really brings out the rest of your outfit. So, whether that be a vintage jacket or a piece of jewelry or even an accessory like a clutch or a bag. This allows you to really use your current existing wardrobe in a way that can be fully integrated with your vintage pieces. You may also want to consider tailoring the piece. If it is a piece that you absolutely love, but the fit isn't quite right or the cut isn't quite right, and it makes the piece feel a little bit outdated, creating some simple alterations can completely transform the look of the piece. So, the importance of fit is key. So, you want the piece to fit like a glove, like it was made for you. So, just taking it to your alterations to make those small tweaks can make a huge difference. It also means that you're more likely to gravitate towards that piece as well because it just fits you perfectly, it feels good, and even just changing the cut can make it feel so much more modern as well. So consider whether you want to tailor to make it the ultimate perfect fitting piece. You may also want to think about what accessories you are matching your vintage piece with. So, contemporary bags, jewelry, shoes, they can really make an outfit feel a little bit modern. So, if you have more of a vintage outfit, even just pairing it with modern accessories can really make that vintage piece feel more modern. You can also play around with this and do it in the inverse. So, have a modern, tailored outfit, but then have a vintage accessory that really stands out, whether that be a vintage brooch or a necklace or shoes, something that is going to be a focal point for your outfit. Styling can also make a huge difference in modernizing a vintage piece, whether it be layering or unexpected combinations, different colors. Styling it in a way that is up to date and contemporary can make a vintage piece feel a lot more modern. So, what I'd suggest is pop onto Pinterest and see if you can find visuals that can inspire you to really modernize this vintage piece. Another way to make a vintage piece feel more modern is to pair it with a trending color or a trending piece. For example, as I record this, red is trending at the moment. So, say you had a vintage bag. Now, to make this vintage bag feel a little bit more modern, you may want to incorporate that trendy color into your outfit. So, say you had some jeans and a red cardigan, and you paired your vintage bag with that outfit. It would immediately make the outfit feel a little bit more modern because you have a trendy color through your outfit, and this is balancing out that vintage piece. Think about whether the vintage piece would be quite timeless. There's fantastic vintage pieces that are in leopard print which I feel is just a classic. It's never really going to go out of style. It always comes in and out of trend, but from a style perspective, I feel like leopard is a keeper in your wardrobe. So even choosing vintage pieces where you can see yourself wearing for a really long time because it's made from a color or a fabrication that really doesn't age. Also, think about your hair and makeup as well, because modern hairstyles, modern makeup styles can again make a vintage look feel a little bit more modern. So, you did the opposite and you decided to pair a vintage inspired hair and makeup look with a vintage piece. That is going to make that piece feel even more vintage. So, to balance that out, I would suggest to go for a modern makeup and hairstyle look to really make that vintage piece feel more contemporary. And lastly, make sure that you keep your vintage pieces in top condition by making sure that you follow their care instructions, you clean and care for them, and store them as per the storage advice, and also just getting them freshened up, whether it be dry cleaning or hand washing, so you can make sure that those pieces last. And it's such a fantastic way to really express your personal style through these vintage pieces. And when I think about my mum's wardrobe and her accessories, there's so many beautiful pieces that she has that I can see myself keeping and incorporating into my own wardrobe. That's what I love about vintage pieces. They have such history, they have such meaning as well. So, incorporating more vintage pieces into your wardrobe can be just a great way to express your style fully. I hope that this episode has inspired you to source some vintage pieces for your wardrobe and incorporate them into your current style. There's so many good vintage and pre-loved stores out there now, and we just have such a huge variety to choose from. And it's just so much more sustainable for the planet. And it's a great way to bring something into your wardrobe that is so unique and has meaning. If you have any vintage styling tips that you would like to share with me, please share them on Instagram. And I hope that you have a wonderful rest of the week, and I will catch you soon. Bye.